So today I'm focusing on some of those small things that I tend to ignore around the house, but in my opinion can make the house look a little worn and old. So if I get closer here, you can see where the windowsill is stained from water droplets and plants leaking and stuff. So I'm gonna repaint that, taking my bleach, my Clorox wipes. So I just have some high gloss enamel paint and an angled brush. So I'm just gonna go through now with the old sheet, and I'm covering up the faucet and the granite countertops because I definitely do not want to get paint on those. So initially I thought I was going to have to do 2 coats because the water stains were just so bad right there on the windowsill. But that Behr paint is amazing, and it's a primer and a paint. So I only ended up having to do 1 coat, which was great, and I really love the results. I can't wait to show you at the end. So this is where I realized that I was also going to have to do the bottom, the trim around the window. For some reason initially I didn't think I was going to, but once I painted the windowsill, everything else just looked really dull, and it just made sense to continue on with the rest of it. And you can see here, I didn't tape off anything, and that's because I used an angled brush, so it was really easy to cut those corners and those tight areas, so I didn't get any paint on the ceiling or anything. I have decided to paint the rest of the kitchen walls just a plain white, but I want to do a flat paint, so I need to go back and buy another can. So this is going to seem completely silly, but after I was done with the windowsill, I noticed down here, look at the baseboard underneath the cabinet. That's the dishwasher. So it only goes from here to over here. Mason, move. To over here by the stove. But it looks horrible. I don't know if it was never painted but it looks dirty, and I never noticed it before, and it's crazy to me. So obviously now that I noticed it, I have to scrub it and I have to paint it. And I got this. I have this scrub brush, which the bristles are pretty hard, kind of like a hard toothbrush. So I'm gonna go around and scrub all of the baseboards first and let them dry thoroughly. Actually, I'm gonna vacuum them first and then I'm gonna scrub them. And then I'm gonna let them fully dry and then paint them, because now that I see it, I can't unsee it. I mean, if you look in that corner right there, it's dirt. I mean, yeah, there's a shadow there, but that's dirt there. And it's a place that I guess I never looked, but you know how it goes. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. So this is what we're gonna tackle today. I have my trusty Bissell. I have my Mr. Clean, and I'm going to pour some in a bucket with some soapy water. Okay, so I just took my bucket and I mixed up a little bit of dish detergent, Mr. Clean, and really hot water. And I'm just gonna go around and I'm gonna scrub these, and hopefully that'll get whatever errant dirt is off there. And I have a towel too. So let's see how this works. Oh wow. What? Well, isn't this something? It's not dirt. Huh. There's no dirt on this towel. Okay, well, I'm still gonna go around and scrub all of them because I've never done it since we've lived here, so I feel like they may still be like, you know, some little particles or dust or something. So I'm gonna go around and scrub each one of those, and then I'll come back on when I'm ready to paint. Okay, so I was wrong. A lot of those spots were dirt, and I end up going through scraping them and wiping it down with the towel, which is really gross now. And you can see I cleaned it as good as it's going to be cleaned. So I already wiped it down with the towel, but I'm going to give it about an hour or so just to make sure that the wood is completely dry under there, because you know, otherwise I don't think the paint will stick to it. So I'm going to give it some time and then I'll come back again. Okay, I turned my lights on so you can see a little bit better. You can see all right here, and that is actually after it's been scrubbed and cleaned. So it actually looks like, what is that stuff called? Where they seal the caulk. It's actually caulk right there. I don't know, just the people that put this kitchen together just did not do a good job, and obviously it was before we were in this house. But I am using this really bright white, just like I did for the window and the door frame. So I'm just gonna go through and paint that and get this over with. Stay tuned. Now, I did get a little bit too much paint right here on the floor, so I'm just taking a Clorox wipe and just wiping it off right there. And I'm gonna do that the whole way down, and that will be fine. So I'm gonna do this whole section and I'll come back and I'll show you the finished product. So it's still drying, but you can clearly see the difference. That looks so much better. And now I'm going to move on to the next area. So here is where I just wanted to show you the finish. You can look at the bottom and the windowsill, see how much brighter they are. And now I'm going to start on the dining room. I just wanted to tidy up the dining room a little bit. And then I'm actually going to move the bar from the living room into the dining area. And once I moved it, it just made a lot more sense where it is now. of course here I noticed that the baseboards were dirty. So I'm gonna go around and just wipe them down with a Clorox wipe. There they go. And I actually painted the baseboards in the living room and the dining room about maybe 2 years ago. And I've been maintaining them pretty well by making sure that I keep them dusted and cleaned. And now this is actually the mop and handle from Dollar Tree. I don't know if any of you watch Now It's Clean on TikTok and Instagram, but she gives like these really great tips. These little mops, I love them when I'm just mopping like small areas, and they're also great if you want to wash the baseboards. You just kind of soap up your mop pad and just go around to the baseboards because they're like the perfect width to do that. And she gave us that tip to use the Dollar Tree version. So I originally had no intention of cleaning the window, but it's one of those things again where once you see it, you can't unsee it. I noticed that the windowsill was a little dusty. So then I noticed that the window was dirty. So then I had to go through and squeegee the window and dust the top of that window. And then I remembered that the window actually folds in, so then I was able to do the outside of that glass also. And I'm using the glass cleaner also from Dollar Tree and my two-sided squeegee. So here is where I'm going to move the bar to. Oop, here. I'm going to move the bar next there. And what I'm going to do is roll the table back in this area and just put everything on the table and then move the big part. I think I can move it by myself. Corey is working in his studio, but I think I should be able to handle it. I think once I take all the bottles and stuff off, it'll be fine. That fit is just perfect. I'm gonna have to change the way the table is situated a little bit, but I just think it makes more sense in here and it leaves us a little bit more space in the living room without it feeling crowded. But I'm gonna take a break and I'll be back. here is the final look with the bar. It looks good, y'all, and doesn't look too crowded. I was afraid it was gonna feel a little crowded, but as it turns out, it doesn't. And I need light bulbs. But that's all for now, and I will see you in the next video.